Have you ever finished a workout feeling more drained than energized? Maybe it was a routine you've done for years. Nothing extreme, nothing unusual, but something just felt off. You're breathing a little more labored, your chest tighter than usual, your recovery slower. You chalk it up to getting older. But what if that's not the full story? What if it's not just age catching up to you, but the exercise itself quietly pushing your heart beyond its safe limits? This isn't about scaring you away from moving your body. Quite the opposite. Because after 60, the goal isn't to stop exercising. It's to start exercising smarter. And that starts with understanding that not all movement is created equal. Some exercises that look healthy on the outside could be putting silent pressure on your heart from the inside. Instead of building strength and energy, they could be weakening the very organ you depend on most. And here's the part no one talks about. These aren't extreme sports or dangerous stunts. They're often well-meaning routines seniors are told to follow by magazines, trainers, even well-intentioned friends. So if you've ever wondered why your energy keeps dipping, why you feel wiped out after doing all the right things, this might finally explain it. I'm Dr. Edward, and for over 30 years, I've worked closely with older adults, helping them stay strong, energetic, and independent through smarter fitness, better nutrition, and small changes that make a big difference. I've coached thousands of seniors through cardiac recovery, joint replacements, chronic fatigue, and more. But what I've learned above all is this. After 60, your body changes. Your heart doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Your recovery takes longer, and the risks you use to shrug off, they start adding up. That's why I created this channel. For people like you, people who want to keep moving, stay sharp, and live with confidence without guessing what's right or wrong for their age. Because when you understand what your body truly needs, you don't just survive aging, you thrive through it. Let me walk you through this, step by step. If you're over 60 and still want to stay active, feel vibrant, and protect your most vital muscle, your heart, then stay with me. Because in just a moment, I'll reveal 7 common exercises that might be quietly doing more harm than good. And number 6 and 7, they're the most overlooked, the most disguised as healthy, and yes, the most dangerous when done without the right precautions. So grab a pen or just lean back and listen. What you're about to learn could help you stay moving longer, safer, and smarter than ever before. Let's get one thing straight. This video isn't about fear, and it's definitely not about telling you to stop exercising. You've come too far, worked too hard, and lived too much life to be told to slow down without a reason. This is about clarity, about understanding which forms of movement support your aging heart and which ones quietly stress it, even when they look harmless. Because after 60, the goal isn't to impress, it's to protect. It's not about chasing pain or pushing limits like we did in our 30s. It's about choosing routines that give back energy instead of draining it. So instead of thinking, am I doing enough? Start asking, am I doing what's right for me right now? That's how you build real strength, the kind that lasts, the kind your heart will thank you for. Let's dive into the first exercise that might not be helping the way you think it is. Exercise number 1, high-intensity interval training, better known as HIIT. You've probably heard of it. Short bursts of intense movement followed by rest. It's everywhere, from gym classes to fitness apps. And it's praised for burning fat fast and boosting endurance. And it's true, HIIT works, but here's the catch. It was designed for younger, more resilient bodies. After 60, HIIT can quickly shift from helpful to harmful. You see, every time you push your heart to the max, especially with minimal rest, you're putting it through what researchers call excessive cardiac load. It's like flooring the gas pedal in a car that hasn't warmed up. Yes, it moves. But at what cost? A 2014 study from Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that long-term high-intensity training, especially in older adults, can lead to scarring of the heart muscle, a condition called myocardial fibrosis. Over time, that scarring can disrupt your heart's rhythm and increase your risk of atrial fibrillation, a condition that makes you 5 times more likely to suffer a stroke. Think about that. Instead of strengthening your heart, pushing too hard can slowly weaken its electrical system, quietly, day by day, beat by beat. That doesn't mean HIT is evil, but it does mean it's not one size fits all. So what's the smarter path? Choose moderate cardio that still challenges you, but doesn't overwhelm your system, brisk walking, light swimming, a short bike ride on flat ground. These give your heart a workout without treating it like it's 25 again. Because instead of going harder, go wiser. Your heart's already done decades of work. Let's help it do a few more with care. Exercise number 2, long-distance endurance training without proper recovery, running marathons, cycling for hours, pushing through 90-minute workouts. These are often seen as the gold standard of commitment, the proof that you're tough, disciplined, unstoppable, even in your 60s and beyond. But here's what many people don't realize. After a certain age, discipline without strategy becomes risk. Dr. Peter McCullough, a respected cardiologist, has warned that older endurance athletes are more likely to develop myocardial fibrosis, that same scarring of the heart muscle we discussed earlier. And it's not just from a single session, it's the cumulative wear, month after month, year after year, without enough time for full recovery. Your heart, like any engine, wasn't built for constant redlining. And when the heart muscle stiffens, it loses its flexibility. That means less efficient blood flow, more fatigue, irregular heartbeats, and in some cases, eventual heart failure. Now, that doesn't mean you should stop moving, but it does mean you need to shift your definition of success. Instead of asking, "How far can I go today?" try asking, "How well will I recover from today?" Because it's not about whether you can do it, it's about whether you should and how often. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't need extreme endurance to build extreme health. Try 30-40 minutes of brisk walking, gentle cycling on flat paths, water aerobics. These build stamina, support your joints, and, most importantly, keep your heart in a sustainable rhythm. Remember, the goal isn't to finish the race first, it's to still be in the race years from now. Have you ever seen someone who seems to do everything right, always active, always moving, yet they're constantly tired, their energy crashes, their sleep is off, their mood dips? It's easy to blame aging. But what if it's not that simple? What if their heart isn't underused, but overworked? In just a moment, we'll talk about one type of exercise that seems peaceful, almost meditative. But when combined with the wrong conditions, it can quietly strain the heart more than we realize. Let's take a closer look at hot environments and how they affect your body during exercise. Exercise number 3, working out in high heat. Whether it's hot yoga, outdoor boot camps, or even just pushing too hard during a summer walk, it might feel like you're sweating out toxins or getting a deeper workout, but for your heart, especially after 60, that heat is more than uncomfortable. It's a stressor. Here's what happens. When your body gets hot, your heart has to work harder to cool you down. Blood vessels dilate. You start losing fluids fast. Electrolytes drop. And suddenly your cardiovascular system is juggling both movement and temperature control. That's a heavy load. According to the American Heart Association, this double demand can lead to sudden drops in blood pressure, spikes in heart rate, and even arrhythmias, especially in older adults or those with underlying conditions. You might feel dizzy, nauseous, lightheaded, or just off. But the truth is, your heart might be waving a red flag, and you won't see it until it's too late. So how do you stay active without overheating your system? Simple shifts. Do yoga in a cool, well-ventilated room. Walk in the early morning. Stay hydrated before, during, and after exercise. And don't ignore heat advisories. They're there for a reason, because instead of thinking, I can handle it, think, is this helping or harming my long-term energy? Sometimes the smartest workout is the one that respects your body's limits. Exercise number 4, heavy weightlifting, especially when you're holding your breath. Now, don't get me wrong, strength training is essential after 60. It helps with bone density, balance, metabolism, and independence. But it's not just what you lift. It's how you breathe while doing it. There's a common mistake in gyms, especially among older adults trying to keep up, where you take a deep breath, brace, and then hold it while pushing or pulling a heavy weight. That's called the Valsalva maneuver, and it spikes your blood pressure instantly. One study published in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology showed that older adults performing high-resistance lifts without proper breathing experienced dangerous fluctuations in heart rate and oxygen delivery. In some cases, even short moments of breath holding led to dizziness, fainting, or irregular heartbeats. I saw this firsthand with a client named Charles. At 67, he felt stronger than ever. Until one day, after maxing out on the leg press, he collapsed. His heart had gone into arrhythmia. The cause? Poor breathing technique under pressure. So what's the safer path? Use moderate weights, the kind you can lift with control for 12 to 15 reps. And always exhale during effort. That means breathing out when you push, pull, or lift. No jerky movements, no showing off, just smooth, steady strength. Because instead of chasing how much you can lift, start asking, can I lift this in a way that supports my heart, not shocks it? Strength is powerful, but strength with awareness, that's what keeps you in the game for life. Exercise number 5, aggressive stair climbing or steep hiking. Especially when your body isn't conditioned for it. It starts with good intentions. You want to challenge yourself, break a sweat, get outdoors. But halfway up that hill or staircase, your legs burn, your breathing shortens, and suddenly, your chest feels tight. Sound familiar? Here's the issue. Elevation changes increase the demand for oxygen. Your heart and lungs need to deliver more, faster. But after 60, your cardiovascular system may not adapt as quickly, especially if you haven't been training consistently on inclines. Dr. Jonathan Myers, a cardiac rehab expert at Stanford, found that seniors with undiagnosed heart conditions, like valve disease or low VO2 max, can experience silent cardiac stress when exposed to sudden elevation. It's not about fear, it's about gradual progression. Instead of jumping into steep climbs, start with flat walking, just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Then add gentle inclines. Use trekking poles for balance and joint support. And if you feel out of breath after just a few steps uphill, that's not weakness. That's your body asking you to listen. Because climbing higher doesn't mean pushing harder, it means pacing smarter. The goal isn't to conquer the mountain in one go, it's to keep walking confidently for years to come. Now here's where things get even more surprising. The next 2 exercises, they're not what you'd expect. They don't involve weights or steep hills. In fact, they often happen in social settings, at parks, gyms, or community centers. But behind their friendly appearance, they carry the highest risk for older adults, especially when done without the right preparation. If you think you're safe because it's just a game or just a habit, you'll want to hear what's next. Because sometimes the most dangerous stress on your heart doesn't come from effort. It comes from lack of awareness. Exercise number 6, competitive sports, like tennis, pickleball, basketball, or even fast-paced ping pong, played without a recent cardiac checkup. They feel lighthearted, fun, social, and in many ways they are. But when you mix sudden bursts of movement, adrenaline spikes, and performance pressure, you create a perfect storm for older hearts, especially those with hidden issues. A 2022 study by the European Society of Cardiology found that seniors over 60 who played competitive sports without proper heart screenings were 4 times more likely to experience a cardiac event, either during or shortly after the activity. Let me tell you about Frank. He was 72, played doubles tennis every Saturday, never smoked, ate well, stayed slim, but one day mid-rally he collapsed. Cardiac arrest. No warning signs. No second chances if an AED hadn't been nearby. That's not to scare you. That's to prepare you. Because the problem wasn't the sport, it was the missing checkup. Before returning to any competitive activity, talk to your doctor. Get a cardiac stress test. Check your rhythm, valves, and blood pressure under exertion. Then, adjust the game. Slow it down. Play for fun, not for pride. Rest often. Listen to your body, not the scoreboard. Because staying active is good, but staying alive is better. Exercise number 7, overtraining. Exercising too often without giving your body time to rest, repair, and recover. Now this might surprise you because overtraining doesn't always mean long workouts or heavy weights. Sometimes it looks like this. You walk every morning, lift weights on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, do yoga on the weekends, maybe a little golf or gardening in between, and suddenly there's no real recovery time left. Your body stays in a constant state of demand. Your nervous system never switches off. Cortisol stays elevated. Sleep gets disrupted. Energy dips. And your heart, it never gets to truly rest. Dr. Jeffrey B. Russell, author of Too Much of a Good Thing, explains how overtraining in seniors can lead to chronically elevated resting heart rate, heart wall thickening, and even early heart fatigue. All without you realizing it. So ask yourself, do you feel more tired after working out than before? Do you sleep poorly, feel moody, or sense random heart flutters? Those aren't just signs of age, they're signals. Instead of pushing through, try the 2-1 rule. 2 active days, 1 full rest day. Add light walks, gentle breathing sessions, or stretching instead of always training. Because longevity isn't about intensity, it's about rhythm, recovery, and respect for your body's limits. Give yourself permission to rest. Your heart will thank you for it. Before we wrap up, here's a simple rule to guide every workout you do from now on. I call it the 3R rule. Rhythm. Choose exercises that allow your heart to maintain a steady, manageable pace. Recovery. Build in time to cool down, rest and repair, daily, weekly, monthly. Review. Get a full cardiac checkup every 6 to 12 months. Stay ahead of silent risks before they become real problems. This simple trio can add years to your movement and life to those years, because the best kind of exercise is the one you can safely repeat. If this video opened your eyes, even just a little, share it with someone you care about. A spouse, a workout buddy, a neighbor who still plays hard but rarely checks in with their doctor. Because after 60, exercise isn't just about looking fit, it's about staying here, strong, steady, and supported by choices that honor your heart. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell if you want more real science-backed tips made just for you. This is Dr. Edward reminding you, it's not how hard you push, it's how wisely you move that keeps you going strong.